guys, two quick questions. Number one, what the fuck am I looking at? Number two, can can you stop? Can we not do this?
Welcome back to Just a Guy Reviews. I'm Matt Sula, and today's special presentation is the new installment to the Marvel Cinematic Universe, The Marvels. It's directed by Nia DaCosta, and of course starring Brie Larson coming back as Captain Marvel. To be completely honest, I'm not that big of a fan of the Marvel movies. I don't know how many there have been. I want to say upwards of 30. I think I've enjoyed 4 or 5 of them, and the rest of them I've fallen asleep on or turned off. Couldn't do that with this one because I actually went to the theater to see it. And I thought it was completely forgettable. I'm not going to go as far as to say it's bad. I can definitely see why people enjoy this movie. It is, of course, just dumb popcorn, which is my biggest problem with these like side character ones. Not side characters, but like one-off ones, especially after Infinity War and Endgame, because nothing. I mean, I'm kind of just saying what a bunch of other people have said here, but there's no threat in these movies anymore. Like, Thanos, you thought was like an actual threat. And what I thought, and one of the reasons why I love Infinity War, and I think Infinity War is a great movie, is that I forgot originally that it was going to be 2 parts. So when the movie ends with Thanos snapping his finger, half of the universe or whatever disappearing, and it just ends with him on his little hill looking over his land, and then the movie's over, I was like, no way they just did that. That's amazing. And I'm pretty sure it said part 1, and I was like, oh, that's right, they're making another one because there's no way the bad guy wins in the superhero movies. But that is basically my biggest issue with these movies as a whole. You know exactly how it's going to end. And if the middle part of how you get there isn't very engaging, then it's not going to be a good movie. Like, I strap in, the movie starts, and they're doing whatever they do. I don't know. Brie Larson is going around, and she's like the most overpowered person in the universe. So she's like Superman, basically. And if she's just going to be flying around, saving people, and like you just know that whatever villain is coming along, that they're going to lose and Brie Larson's going to win because it's not the Avengers. It's not Secret Wars that I know that they have coming up. It's not the crescendo to the story. Like, it's just going to be filler, a little like nugget here and there for the nerds, and then they go along. So like, if I know basically what's going to happen next, I don't get very engaged. Like, that's the issue I think with these movies, that you know exactly where we're going to end up in 90 minutes. Like, and also the villain in this movie was so bad. Like, there was nothing to her. You barely knew she was a villain. She didn't look like a villain. The most villainous thing about her is she had grills, which was kind of weird, I thought. But and the villain is like the most important part, because you know the good guys are just good. Like, they tried to give her a little like, ooh, I messed up, so whatever, and then she just goes and fix what she fucked up in the last movie, which is whatever. I don't even think I saw Captain Marvel. I just went and saw this because it's so inconsequential that I didn't think it mattered, and they just told me exactly what happened anyways. But back to the villain, because I got sidetracked. Like, you need a good villain. There's a reason why the best superhero movies are like Infinity War, Endgame, The Dark Knight. Thanos, great villain. The Joker, great villain. And you literally see them and you know that they're bad. You know they're not good. You see the whoever the villain is in this movie and you have no idea. Now, again, this is all just my thoughts. You are allowed to like whatever you like. If you thought this was a good movie, all the power to you. It was an hour 40, thank God, because it was, I was literally started. I never do this. I took out my phone a few times and just started looking at Twitter, and like it just couldn't keep my attention. And I've heard several people be like, "Oh, the teenage girl was so great. Her family was so funny." Didn't do a single thing for me. Brie Larson was good. She seemed like she was, but Brie Larson's always good. Brie Larson's such a great actress that it actually bothers me that she's doing stuff like this. And a movie that I love, Kong Skull Island, she's also in. I don't want her doing that either. I want her to keep doing shit like The Room. Like, I want you to be Scarlett Johansson. Scarlett Johansson's Black Widow. And then she goes and does Jojo Rabbit or whatever other stupid movie she wants to do that, like, is actually good. It bothers me so much that Brie Larson's just like, I'm going to make a shit ton of money now. And again, all the power to her. You just want to make a shit ton of money, you go make a shit ton of money. But I just wish she did actually good movies, because this is not one of them. I'm looking at the scores right now. It's got a 6 on IMDb, 62 on Rotten Tomatoes for the critics. Let's see what it has for the audience there. 84. That is so high. That is such a high score. 84% of people enjoyed this movie. And again, I'm sure it's mostly at this point, this is the people who are completely dedicated to Marvel. They're just like, if it's Marvel, I'm there. They're what Apple fanboys used to be in the day. They're like the people who are like, if it's not an iPhone, I'm not buying it. If it's not Marvel, I don't care. Which I think is absolutely insane. But hey, again, like what you like. I thought this movie was bad storytelling. Story wasn't interesting. Bad villain, and was completely inconsequential. I'll come back when whenever they decide to actually talk about the shit that happened in the Eternals. The Eternals is a movie I actually enjoyed, and they have these like giant but space monsters that like can hold the world and eat a world. I'll come back for that. That's like a real threat. How do you deal with that? Not just this woman with some bands on her arms that give her powers. That, you know what? That I forgot this. I actually remember now. She's looking for these 2 bands to give her powers. She finds one. Cool. She's more powerful. The little girl has the other. She goes. She gets the other one. Puts it on, and it's too much for her, and she just goes away. The bands defeated her. The Captain Marvel and the other 2 didn't even out. Didn't do anything. And like, I'm just realizing I never even got into the plot of this movie, what the synopsis is. And again, I don't think it matters. It doesn't matter at all. It's not good. It's not interesting. And if I remember, I gave this movie a 42 out of 100 purely because, for the most part, it was harmless. So me saying it's not good was actually a little bit of an exaggeration. It's completely harmless. If you don't like the Marvel movies, you're not going to like this. If you do, you are going to like it. And there's literally nothing else to it. Like, it's not like something weird like I Love Beau is Afraid from earlier this year. Weird movie that I would never recommend to anyone because I'm sure most people wouldn't enjoy it. But you never know. This movie, I know exactly who would enjoy it. You liked Thor, Love and Thunder, you're going to like this. If you didn't, you're not going to like this. Plain and simple. That's it. 42 out of 100. That'll be it for me. Come back next time for whatever movie I do next. Actually, I think I'll be doing, I'm filming this on Friday, November 17th. So the new Monarch Legacy of Monsters, which is basically the new Apple TV Godzilla show, is going to be coming out. I'll be doing a video reviewing the first and I think second episode, because I think they dropped 2 to start. I'm going to be doing a video on that. So stay tuned for that if you're interested. If not, I'll see you guys next time. Peace.